Yeah, so John Harbaugh came out and said that he and Lamar Jackson have a joint vision, and that Lamar is going to be known as the GOAT quarterback.
Here's the thing about the greatest quarterback ever. That is not on the board for him anymore. So let me give an analogy here. DeMonte, do you know who Cooper Flagg is?
Yeah.
Have you heard that name? The number one high school player in the country. He's about to go to Duke.
Yeah.
Cooper Flagg may never be as good as, let me pick somebody, Trae Young. Okay? However, on the board of possible possibilities for Cooper Flagg is greatest player ever. Everything is on the board for him. For Trae Young, greatest player ever is not on the board anymore, even though he's better than Cooper Flagg might ever be. Does what I'm saying make sense? Like, some guys, if you've been in the league 5 years, your ceiling, we know, there is a realistic outcome of floor, ceiling, all of it. So the reason I bring that up is this. Jaden Daniels, who I don't even know that I think is going to be good, has a better chance of being the greatest quarterback ever than Lamar, because it's possible. For every quarterback currently playing, except for, I suppose, 2, it's impossible for them to be the greatest ever.
But Apex Lamar Jackson, though, you've seen that, and what do you think that is? Is that not? I don't want to say
not
GOAT,
close
but
to
like
the greatest.
It's definitely a top. Like, that's a number one quarterback. I feel like Lamar playing it as Apex version. He's a number one quarterback in the league
agree.
Today. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Oh, well, number 2 maybe, but yeah. But yes, it's a Hall of Famer. It's one of the greatest ever. But the point that I'm making, like, if it makes sense, is that there are 2 guys currently playing that really just one in Mahomes, but I'll include Rodgers, because Rodgers has the 4 MVPs and a Super Bowl. If Rodgers all of a sudden played 3 more years and won 3 straight Super Bowls with the Jets, some folks would be like, he's the greatest quarterback ever. If there is the GOAT stuff for Lamar is obviously not possible. But being one of the 10 greatest quarterbacks ever is available to him, because he has 2 MVPs already. He has the all-time high winning percentage and 2 MVPs already. So Harbaugh overstated it. The issue for Lamar that we are now more than a half decade into is every single year, his worst game of the year is the playoff game they lose. And so it's not just, here's the thing, it's not just like, oh, the guy doesn't have a ring. It's every single year in the postseason, he has a terrible game. That's a killer. And so I'm not saying he won't ever get over that. What I am saying is the trend at this point is undeniable. And now there are 2 guys, like Josh Allen and Lamar, both have a strong case. They're the second best quarterback in the league, and both have a massive but about them. For Josh, he's not able to be consistent over the course of the entirety of a regular season. Because of that, they never have the bye. They never have home field. They're always playing these brutal round 2 games. Like, we don't have the 14-3 number 1 seed bye, play the Jags in round 2 like Mahomes had a couple years ago. That doesn't exist for Josh Allen yet. For Lamar, it's the opposite. Lamar has those years. They do get the 1 seed. They do have the good path. He wins MVP. And then all of a sudden, he's awful in the postseason. So I think that right now the Ravens roster is slightly overvalued. But I also think that there's one other thing that's working against Lamar. right or wrong, the current crop of quarterbacks is judged versus Patrick. What's Josh's problem? Can't beat Patrick in the playoffs. Why is Burrow still considered by many the second best quarterback in the league? He beat Patrick that one time in the playoffs. People are super high on C.J. Stroud. One of the reasons, Patrick hadn't beaten him yet. They haven't played yet. Like for Lamar, they've played the Chiefs 5 times. He's played Patrick 5 times, 1-4, including a home AFC Championship game. That's why that Week 1 game for the Ravens against the Chiefs is such a huge spot for them. Such a huge spot. Go ahead.
I'm very intrigued. You don't seem to be convinced that the Ravens could pull out the dub. I know you thought that was really bad for the Ravens to have that in the first game, but I think it'll be great. Especially Harbaugh saying that with the Chiefs in the first game is hilarious. But
listen, and Harbaugh you saw why he's such like a motivational force and all of that. And it was a great quote, and God bless him. But I do think he loves Lamar. And Lamar's obviously a great player. I did my quarterback pyramid last year at the end of the regular season. Let me see where I had it. Hold on, let me see if I can find my quarterback pyramid. Tiers in Mahomes Mountain.
Had him somewhere you didn't like.
Oh, I know he was. There's no question he was on there. All-time tiers. All-time mountain. Here we go. So I had him like in the 15 to 20 range of all-time quarterbacks. I had him on the same tier as Drew Brees, Troy Aikman, Kurt Warner, and Steve Young. Because he has 2 MVPs. But, like, and if he wins a Super Bowl, or just has one great postseason run, even if they come up short in the Super Bowl, but he plays well, you start having, like, a real Lamar versus Brett Favre conversation. You start having those. But he's got to go on the playoff run. He's got to. Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to get more from the show, and make sure to click the bell to get notified every time new content drops. Check out full episodes of What's Right wherever you get your podcasts, or just click the link in the description below.